My name is Mrs. Glaser, and I am the music teacher at Cedar Hollow. I teach kindergarten through 8th grade. I will be taking you through this week's kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade lessons. I'm going to do it in some different parts. We'll go over each step one by one, supplies you'll need, our target, and then I'll give you some time to make these things that we'll be doing on your own. All right, first we are going to go over your target and your success criteria in order to be successful with this project today, okay? Your target will be, I will be able to make my own musical instrument. That's right, you're going to make your own instrument at your house that can play music. And here is some helpful things that will help you to be successful when you're making that instrument at your house. Our success criteria. And your first one is, ask yourself, how do instruments produce sound? They have to make a vibration of some sign or some way. That might be striking something, shaking something, scraping something to get the sound to come out. Is it the whole instrument that makes a vibration? Is it a string that you pluck that makes vibration? Think about how whatever instrument you want to make makes sound, and that's going to help you figure out how you want to make it. All right, look at our next one. Do I have what I need to be successful? So that means, do you have the supplies? And I'll go over a bunch of different things that you can do for instruments today. So you might have a lot of the supplies, you might not have very many, and that's gonna be totally fine. Whatever you have at your house is gonna work. We just wanna make sure you have what you need to be able to make the instrument that you wanna make, okay? Next one. Can I play rhythms with my instrument? And those are some rhythms over there. We'll go over those rhythms after we're all done and see if you can play those rhythms with your new instrument you created. I'm so excited for you. All right, the first instrument you're gonna learn how to make is a string instrument. And depending on how big you want to make the body or small and how many strings you put on it, you could either say it is a guitar or a ukulele. So I'm gonna show you just for a minute. Here is a ukulele. Ukulele has a smaller body. It has a hole. I'll get it closer for you. It has 4 strings and tuning pegs. Then it also has a bridge right here. The parts that you're gonna make today when you make your own instrument, you're gonna need a body. So we'll come up with the body. You'll need to have a hole in the body so that the sound from when the strings vibrate can go inside the body, bounce around, and come on out. That's how they make sound. You're gonna need something to lift the strings up a little bit. So we'll call that the bridge, and then we will figure out how to elevate those strings a little bit so they have more room to vibrate. A neck of the body will come off of there, and we'll figure out how to put that on there so you can make your strings longer. And then some way to attach your strings so that they stay in place, okay? If you have a small instrument and 4 strings, you could call that a ukulele. Every time you strum your ukulele, you're going to create vibrations, okay? If you want to change the string sounds, you could push down on the string if you want to. Do you see how I'm pushing down on them? On your own instrument, we'll see if that works when we create yours, okay? If you decided that you had something big that you could use for the body, you might be able to make a guitar, okay? A guitar, again, has the same parts as the ukulele, has the body, okay? Has a sound hole somewhere that the string vibrations can go into there. Something that lifts up the bridge that can lift up the strings. Now, guitars usually have 6 strings or 12, and they just double each other. But they have a neck, again, that the strings go down, and then they connect somewhere for the strings to stay in place. If I want to push down on the string, it can make different sounds. You can try that on your own as well, okay? So we're gonna get to what supplies do you need for your own guitar or ukulele at your house, okay? All right, we're gonna go over what supplies you need to be able to make your own guitar or ukulele at your house, okay? So you're gonna start with a body. Doesn't matter what size you have. I was gonna show you a few different options that you could use. So if you want a big, low sound, you might wanna use a bigger box, okay? If you don't have a big box at your house, you can use a smaller box. You can use a Kleenex box as long as it's empty. Don't pull out the Kleenexes. If they're in there, ask for a different box or ask your parents if you can take the Kleenex out, but not unless you ask, okay? My daughter's done that before. Or you could use a shoe box, whatever you like, something for the body, okay? Next, in your body, we'll cut a hole, and I'll show you how to do that. And then after you have your body, you need a neck, something to go on your body to be the neck of the guitar. It could be a long neck. You could use a shorter neck. Paper towel rolls, toilet paper rolls, they all work good, okay? So whatever you have to make a neck, some kind of a roll. If you don't have a roll, take a piece of paper, roll it up like a toilet paper roll, maybe a couple times so it's a little sturdy. Use that for your neck. You're going to need some scissors, some sort of tape. I have duct tape, regular tape, doesn't matter, any kind that works for you. Make sure your scissors are okay to use from your parents. You're gonna need a couple pieces of paper that we can roll up to make the bridge. And then you need something for the strings, okay? I have a few different options. You can use rubber bands. We have lots of rubber bands around my house. Or if you have these laying around your house, ponytails, hair ties, you can use those too. And I'm gonna show you how to use those because we have so many laying around at our house. All right, let's get started. All right, to get started, you want your box, and I'm gonna use a shoe box. So I went ahead and just taped the top of the shoe box on there. You do want the full box so that you get the vibration all the way around. If you only have the top or the bottom, we're gonna wanna close it up somehow, whether that's putting a piece of paper on the top of it, something that needs to be enclosed, okay? Next, you need to create a sound hole. Look at that. It doesn't need to be a pretty hole, just one hole, okay? Next, we're gonna take our arm that we're going to make the neck of the guitar, and we're gonna attach it to the side that's closest to the hole, okay? And I'm actually gonna use one of the smaller ones because I'll use my bigger one when it gets to the bigger guitar, okay? All right, so I have my neck on. It's not pretty, but it doesn't matter. I just used whatever tape I could to attach it, and then I decided I did want a longer neck, so I just put two small ones together, taped them up, okay? Next, I want you to put a piece of tape by the hole because we're gonna make some smaller holes here so we can put our strings in there and attach them down here on the neck. But in order to make some holes in this box, we need to make sure it's kind of sturdy, okay? So put a piece of tape there. We're gonna make a couple of holes in here. I'm just gonna make two right now, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? All right, so you have your holes in your box right here on the top here. Then what you're gonna wanna do is take a couple of those, either ponytails or rubber bands. You're gonna tie a knot at the end. You see that? I actually did 2 knots. You're gonna take the end that does not have a knot. You're gonna go inside of that sound hole and go up through one of those holes that you made and pull that out. Oops, sorry, you can't see that. And you see that in there, and you're gonna pull it until it gets to that knot, and it will stay, okay? Do that with the next one, and then we'll figure out how to put them over here on the neck. All right, now I have both of my strings in there that I want to use. Just in case they might want to slip out, what I did, I took a piece of tape and I actually put it on those knots on the inside just to make sure they don't pull through, okay? And if you feel like you want to put another piece of tape right here, so if your holes are breaking, you can do that too, okay? What you're gonna do now, you could, if you have really long ones, I don't, to take it all the way to the end of your neck. I'm just gonna take it to the end of the box right here. And what I'm gonna have you do is just take a piece of tape and you're gonna tape them on the end here. So I'm just gonna move mine apart Just gonna tape them down right there. And duct tape always works nice because it's nice and strong. But if you don't have duct tape, that is fine too, okay? So I'm just gonna tape my strings down. And then we said we needed something, do you remember on our ukulele, we needed something to elevate the strings so they can vibrate, so that we have that space between the body and the strings. Because right now, the strings are kind of touching the guitar right now. So we need a bridge. And what I did, I just took some pieces of paper, rolled them up into a little tube, just roll them on up. And I made a little tube, and I actually folded mine in half to make it a little bigger. What you're gonna do is just slip it under your strings right here, and it should stay all by itself. Do you see how it lifted the strings up so that they have room to vibrate? So you can see that space in there. Okay, this is so exciting. We're gonna try it out. Let's see. I'm gonna hold it. Oh my goodness, that sounds great. Now, if I wanted these to be even higher, I could pull these strings even more. If I pull them tighter and I taped them down tighter and put my bridge over here, let's just try it. I'm gonna try it. If I took more tape and I said, you know what, those were really low notes and I wanted a really high note in there, so I'm gonna make this teal one, I'm gonna pull it even tighter, and then I'm just gonna tape it again. Because if we make our strings shorter, like when we have our ukulele, we turn the tuning pegs and it pulls the string tighter, it makes the sound go higher because it's making the vibration shorter. All right, so I'm gonna put my bridge in there. I shortened my teal string. Let's see if it sounds any higher. So here's my purple one. It went higher because I shortened the string. Now, if I wanted this one shortened, I could do that too. If I had my strings, I could put my fingers down and shorten them too, like on the guitar, but this will work out great. Now, let's see if I can play my quarter, 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 quarter. Let's see, quarter, quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter. Oh, you could even change strings. Let's try that again. Quarter. And what about our quarter, quarter, half note? Whatever you want. And eighth, eighth, quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter. You try out all the rhythms on your own, okay? Have fun making your box guitar or ukulele. You did great. All right, I wanted to show you our big box guitar. Bigger body, that means lower sound because the vibrations have a lot more space to get through before they come out, and they're gonna be slower by the time they come back out. Slower means lower, faster means higher, okay? So we put our strings, we have our body, we have our strings, our bridge, we have our neck, and then I thought about something else. If you have a guitar pick at your house, you can use your guitar pick to strum your strings. If I wanted to play, let's see, going down this way. Whoops, my neck almost broke there. But if you don't have a pick, guess what? You can make your own with just some paper. I just made this into a triangle, put some tape around it. I could go. If I don't have a pick, I could just use my fingers. There's our big one. If your smaller one, you could have your smaller one over here and you could use your pick if you want. Guess what? One of my strings came off. So I'm gonna poke it back through the hole and fix it. And we'll have our